Welcome back to the Pink Zebra Ongoing Consultant Training Program. Last week we talked about follow-up and closing your party with your host. This week we're going to be delving more into sponsoring. And I know that we've talked about this topic quite a bit in the past, and it's something that you can never get enough information about because it's one of the most important pieces of a successful Pink Zebra business. I want to teach you a few more specific tools that'll make it easier for you to share your opportunity during your party. And then I also want to talk with you about some tools for sponsoring outside of your hosts and your parties. I shared my opportunity commercial with you on a previous video. At the end of that commercial, I always made sure to say, if you're interested in learning more, please corner me at the end of the party and let me know that because I have a gift I'd like to share with you. That gift is what I want to talk to you about today because it's a powerful tool that can make it really simple and even fun for you to share your opportunity. This tool works great for sharing with those who either express an interest verbally on their guest care card, for instance, or maybe who just seem as though they would really be good at your business and you want to connect with them at the end of the evening. I call it the Opportunity Gift Bag, and it's a simple concept. Handing someone a gift is much more powerful than handing them a brochure. It creates value for you because it's obvious that you've put effort and thought into this gift, and it also in turn makes it easier to follow up with them. Now, my gift bags were just beautiful gift bags that I got either at the dollar store or you can purchase them several to a package at a craft store and some tissue. Now, of course, you're going to want to put any company sponsoring material or anything that you've developed for sponsoring into that bag. And that would include any brochures or media material that you have available to share with them your opportunity. But what's more important than those things, believe it or not, is really how you're going to make that gift more special by putting in some items that are personal and that are going to make that person receiving the gift feel special and pampered and connected to you. So let me give you a few ideas of what you can do with this bag. You can enclose a tea bag and some chocolate kisses, a votive candle, some bath salts, and a recipe for relaxation card, and encourage them to relax, take a bath, and pamper themselves. You can include a Take 5 candy bar and encourage them to take 5 minutes for themselves and consider the possibilities of joining your company. You can include a pre-written card with a generic message to them that says, "Thanks so much, it was great meeting you, I'm looking forward to connecting with you, here's a gift for you." Anything that helps you connect with them when they open that. If somebody approaches you at the end of your party for more information, it's really simple to hand them this gift. You can also use this with somebody who hasn't requested information, but really is just somebody that you think would be great at what you do, that you want to connect with before they leave your party. And all you say is, "I have a gift for you, enjoy this, and I'll follow up with you in a day or two to chat." You don't want to give them any details about what's inside this bag because part of the reason that this idea is so powerful is there's an element of mystery. She's walking out thinking, "Wow, I wonder what's in the bag." And I guarantee she's going to get in her car, drive 2 blocks, pull over, and rip into that gift bag. These are also great to have with you when you're out and about in case you meet someone who's interested in learning more about what you do. And then, and this is really the most important part, when you follow up, and you have to follow up, so I'd recommend making sure that you've got a time to call them when they're expecting your call within a couple days. When you make that follow-up call, you've created value for yourself. And you have a reason to call other than, "Did you have a chance to look at my brochure?" Because that just feels icky. This way, you're connecting on a more personal level. Did you enjoy the chocolate? Did you take your relaxing bath? That type of thing. I really love this concept because it does make it really easy to follow up with potential team members. We've talked a little bit in a previous training about how you work with your host and share the opportunity with them. But what I'd like to do today is give you some really specific tools for what you do during that host coaching appointment and as you work with your host to sponsor her into your business. The Direct Selling Association has a statistic that says 80 to 85% of all direct selling representatives started out as hosts. So this is a really important area for you to get clear on. So during the last 5 to 10 minutes of your host coaching appointment, whether you're doing that live and in person or over the phone, you want to make it your personal business practice to share your opportunity with every single host that you work with. Now, I know your initial response to that might be a little bit uncomfortable, as in, I don't know if she'd be interested, I won't feel comfortable sharing because I don't want her to feel uncomfortable. I'm going to tell you that you're just going to need to feel a little bit uncomfortable and do it anyway. You can never prejudge a host, and it's important that you share your opportunity and how much you love your job with every host you're working with, because even if she's not interested, chances are good she knows someone that she could refer who could end up being your next superstar on your team. The best way for you to feel comfortable about sharing your opportunity during this host coaching appointment is simply to keep the focus of the sharing on you. All you're doing is telling her parts of your story and parts of your opportunity commercial that really outline why you love your job and all the benefits that you've been able to enjoy because you started your Pink Zebra business. If you begin by just sharing with her that you have a passion for your business and you want to share that with her, it makes it much more comfortable for you to do just that and for her to actually be able to listen. You're going to use your personal story, the one we created in an earlier training, as you share during this portion of the host coaching. But unlike in that earlier training, when I was talking with you about using that story at your party and how, because it came at the beginning of your party, you didn't want to include any sort of invitation, here, during your host coaching appointment, you do want to add all the great things that have happened since you started your business, or really your opportunity commercial. So essentially, this time for sharing is combining those two important components, your story and your opportunity commercial, so that you can offer her the opportunity to join your business. Here's the important part. Once you're done sharing with her, all you're going to do is ask her to think about it and let her know that if she does decide this is something that she'd like to do, you'll turn her party into her kickoff party, you'll give her all the bookings, and she'll be off to a great start. You want her walking out of that host coaching appointment thinking about possibly joining your business. You don't need to pressure her for an answer. Just ask her to think about it. If she says no right off the bat, she's sure this isn't for her, ask her to think about who she might know for whom this would be great, and to do her best to get them to the party and introduce them to you so that you can visit with them and they could potentially become your next sponsoring lead. The key is, if you've worked with her in the way that I've taught you regarding coaching your host, and you've built that relationship with her throughout the course of your work together, and specifically during this coaching appointment, she's going to trust you enough to refer that person to you. So that's a really important component here. And that's why I always talk about how important that relationship is with your host. So what about sponsoring outside of your hosts and your parties? I want to talk about some specific tools that you can use for sharing your opportunity and your products when you're out and about living your regular life. Let me just start by saying that your natural enthusiasm for your new business, your products, your company really are the best mojo you can have when you're out sharing. If you just share your enthusiasm, I think you'll begin to generate interest and you'll start sponsoring naturally. I do want to give you a few ideas though to give that interest just a little nudge. So first and foremost, when you're errand advertising, you want to make sure that you always look your best. Now, by your best, I don't mean that you have to dress like you're going to a business interview or even doing a party, but you do want to make sure that your clothing is neat and pressed and clean and attractive. Do your hair, put on a little makeup if you know that you're going out and about and you're going to be talking about your business. And definitely don't appear like you just rolled out of bed or, you've been painting your house or something. A little goes a long way here. And really the truth is, and the thing to remember is with errand advertising, you're representing your business. So you want strangers and future customers to believe that you run a neat and tidy business, and your appearance has a lot to do with that. So just kind of think about that as you're heading out. Number 2, personality is a definite plus. And it doesn't matter whether you're talking to a burned out grocery clerk or the woman in line behind you at the bank, even your own children in public, your personality is really an important part of advertising yourself and who you are. And so if you have a negative or a bad attitude, or you're being cranky or unfriendly or unapproachable, you're not going to have a very good success rate as far as talking to people and getting them to really be open to you. So remember to smile often, make positive comments, and if you do happen to have to, for instance, reprimand your children in public, do that in a way that does not convey a stressed out, frustrated person, but that really shows that you're in control, because people are attracted naturally to other positive people. And when you radiate positive confidence, other people instinctively are going to want to do business with you. So keep that in mind. make sure that you take your catalogs when you go out and about. I think the most important part of errand advertising is to actually advertise that you are a consultant for Pink Zebra. So one of the most effective ways to do that is by purchasing one of those clear pocket tote bags. And basically it has a pocket in the outside that's built specifically to hold your catalog. And if you put a catalog in that window so that people can see it and they're intrigued by that, and then you use it as your purse, it'll oftentimes open conversations. You can get these in lots of different sizes. If you just Google clear pocket totes on Google, I'm sure you're going to be able to find a lot of these. So as you go about your errands and potential customers see that you're a representative for Pink Zebra, they're going to be interested and they're going to hopefully approach you. Here's the thing, when they do approach you, make sure that you get their information and not just give them your catalog. In other words, you want to make sure that you have a way to follow up with them. And so you can let them know that you're doing a drawing for some products for that month and have them fill out their name, address, and phone number on the back of one of your cards. I actually used to carry party date cards with me, and then they were right there. They could fill those out. It had a place for all that information, and then I had a way to follow up with them. And that's really important. So if you want to give away your catalogs, you can do that, but just make sure you have a way to follow up with them if you do. And then think about making your car a bit of an advertising opportunity for you. Let your car literally do the talking. It's one of the easiest ways to advertise your business while you're running around doing errands. And you can get really inexpensive vinyl decals for your vehicle. Most people, and this is what I did when I was doing direct sales, I put that on the back window. I had a minivan, but the back window of my car, if that's big enough. Make sure that they're easy to read. You want to make sure your company name is in big, bold letters. And then after that, you can choose to include your phone number if you want, or your website address, or your Facebook fan page. Depending on your area, you might want to leave your phone number off for safety issues. Just make sure that people have a way to get in touch with you when they see that decal on your back window. It's really simple. You just measure the back window, you go and order the decals, and then everywhere you go, your car is going to be advertising for you. So let's look at your calls to action for this video. So first of all, I want you to put together at least 5 opportunity gift bags, and that's going to require a little bit of planning. You might have to go to the dollar store and get those supplies and get those put together. Make sure that you have them done and ready to take with you to your next party. And then I also would like you to script out the language that you're going to use for sharing your opportunity at the end of your host coaching appointments. And remember, this is a combination of your story and your opportunity commercial, both of which we've created in previous trainings. So go ahead and use those and decide how you want to marry those two together to share with your host at the end of the host coaching appointment. And then finally, make sure that you have catalogs the next time that you go out, and that whether you're carrying those in the type of bag that we talked about or you just have them available, you're handing those out and getting the information to follow up with those folks who you do give the catalogs to. That wraps it up for this week. Next week, we're going to be talking about some simple tips that make it easier for you to get on the phone. Until then, keep taking small, simple steps every day to integrate everything you're learning into your business. And I'll look forward to connecting with you then.